She has launched a new world tour and has a new book called True You. We recently sat down with her for a very revealing conversation.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
She's one of the best-selling pop artists in history. With 35 #1 hits, 5 Grammys, and acting roles on the small and big screens, Janet Jackson has been a show business icon for decades. Performing since the age of 5, the youngest member of the Jackson family emerged to achieve superstardom on her own. Yet for all the fame, Janet Jackson has remained famously private. And though her music seemed to indicate she was in control, her weight was not, yo-yoing in a public struggle that masked a more personal pain, the roots of which she is now talking about for the first time.
Back in your 20s, your album Rhythm Nation, topping the charts, you were in a good place. But you wrote in the book that you were so unrelentingly self-critical that, quote, I hated what I saw in the mirror. I would literally bang my head against the wall because I felt so ugly. You really did that?
I would literally bang my head up against the wall and I would cry because I didn't feel attractive. There was so much going on in my life. I felt very unattractive.
Where did that come from?
It stemmed from my childhood.
As early as age 6, Janet remembers comparing herself to her older sister, Rebe.
I would always look at her picture and I thought, oh my God, she's so beautiful. If I could only look like that when I get older.
I'd love to live with you.
And when it came to her first television acting role, it was not always good times backstage for Janet.
I developed at a very, very young age. I started getting breasts when I was 10, and to make me look more flat-chested, they would bind my chest. Immediately that says, okay, the way you are, you're not good enough. And that affected me at 10 years old.
Beyond the binding, they also said to you at that point that you were fat. That you needed to lose weight.
Yes, they wanted me to go on a diet, and I did. I never felt quite right.
And some of the teasing came from your family, from your brothers.
Yes.
Michael in particular would tease you about your butt.
Yes. He never meant for it to be cruel. He didn't realize the effect that it was having on me. I got called a lot of names. A lot of names. I would laugh about it.
What kinds of names?
Oh. Horse, pig, cow, slaughter hog.
This is about your brothers.
Yeah. And it makes you laugh.
Yeah.
I guess some people could say, oh, that's, those are brothers and sisters joking, but not everybody can brush it off. I was the kind of kid that kept everything inside. I never spoke out.
Now at age 44, as she kicks off her up-close and personal tour, her largest world tour ever, Janet is eager to share fitness secrets, recipes from her nutritionist, and her feelings about her famous family.
You wrote, an essential part of this story is rooted in my inability to confront Joseph. Talk to me about that.
What do you want to know, Meredith?
I want to know what you meant by that.
My father was never there the way I really wanted a father to be. I would see my friends interact with their dad, and I would say to myself, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to sit on his lap. I want to be able to call him Dad.
You call him Joseph, right?
Yeah, he said, that's my name to you. You call me Joseph. You don't call me Dad. I tried it once.
To call him Dad?
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, that's exactly what happened. What you just said. He said, I'm Joseph to you. You did not call me Dad. See, you're going to start right going here. That affects you as a kid.
I'm sure it does.
Well, it still affects me, as you can see. But it really does affect you. I know my father loves me. He just has a very, very different way of showing it.
You give your dad credit for activating your career, but you're also blunt, Janet. You say, and Michael said this too, that you were scared of your dad, and there was a time when you were, I guess, in the bath, and he struck you with a belt when you came out?
Yeah, that was my father. That was the only time my father ever whipped me.
How old were you then?
I was really young. I can't even remember my age. I was very young. A lot of times I felt that my father would take things out on us because of, I don't know, issues outside of the home. But we were afraid of my father growing up.
You've dedicated your book to Mike. And there's a great picture in here that I just fell in love with. Mike named me Dunk, and we shared every dream, every confidence. I was his little sister. He always knew that I had his back. What do you mean you always had his back?
We had each other's back. But later on in life, certain things that he was going through, I tried to be there for him as much as I could. And even, well, Scream, the song, the video. If you listen, Stop Pressuring Me, it makes me want to scream. I'm tired of injustice. I'm tired of the scheme. The lies are disgusting. That's the verse that he wrote. So he was upset. He was angry. He was mad. All the allegations at that time. I was his little sister who was there, who had his back, was there to go toe to toe.
What was it about that relationship that was so special?
We were very close. We did everything together and shared a lot of things.
You wrote, I can't describe our pain in losing our brother, or the pain of his children in losing their father, or the pain of my parents in losing their son. I still have not seen the film This Is It. I still can't watch any of his videos. The mourning continues. Where are you in that process, Janet, at this point?
Actually, since I finally was able to, I was in Paris, and I just spent the night just watching all his videos, listening to his music. And there were moments when I felt to cry, and moments that made me laugh, and it was good for me. There's still not a day that goes by where I don't think about him. Not one day. Not one day.
You're going to be traveling. You're going to be on tour during this trial of Dr. Murray, and I know you can't talk about that because of all the particulars involved. But right after Michael died, you said, and many of your family members said, that you held him accountable. You've been in the courtroom, and I can't imagine how emotional that had to be for you. Do you still feel as strongly about his culpability now as you did then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I do. I really do. That's tough. That's tough, though, sitting in a courtroom.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about that, because I can see some families who would not be able to do it, and others who'd say, whatever it takes, we are going to be there. And your family has taken that route. I mean, you've been in there, your mom's been there, other siblings. Why has that been important for your family to be there for those preliminary hearings?
I mean, it's my brother. It's my blood. He's no longer here because of X, Y, and Z. I think it's important to every family who's lost someone. You know, you want to see justice.
The last time you saw Michael was around your birthday.
2 days before my birthday.
Did you tell him you loved him?
Yeah, it was the last thing we said to one another. And said, I love you. He says, I love you too, Dunk.
I love you too, Dunk.
My nickname,
Yeah.
Dunk. Dunky Fried Chicken. Go figure. I don't know. It makes no sense. Michael was always silly like that.
And her birthday was in May of 2009, and then the following month he died. So her book, True You, comes out next week. I found her to be very gracious and very sensitive and a nice lady,
It's the most revealing interview I've ever seen done with her.
Well,
she
I
seemed
think
to be
because
really at a place.
I think the writing of the book put her in that place. I think she really wanted, I mean, it really is a self-help book, and she's clear about that. It is not an autobiography, but she had to reveal some of the things that have happened in her life to let, particularly teens, young people know that everybody has struggles in life, and the most important thing you can do is stay true to yourself. That's the name of the book.
To make it a self-help book is very, very generous.
Thank you.
And by the way,
you can see much more of our conversation on a special Dateline, Janet Jackson Finding Herself. That's Sunday at 7, 6 Central Time, right here on NBC. And we're going to have much more Monday on Today.